Hello and welcome to a rather miserable day in the woods today. It actually rained all night last night, which is a perfect excuse and or reason to tidy this area up, because there is just stuff everywhere and it has been driving me insane. I really do not like a messy environment. It's not good for the mind, and you just never seem to get motivated to get anything done when you're just dealing with an absolute tip. So by the end of today's vlog, all of this is going to go over there. This area is going to get tidied, and if I can at all today, I would also like to clear up a lot of the stuff by the house, because yeah, it's getting really bad down here as well. I mean, like, look at all these piles and piles of wood and rubbish. I don't think I'll be able to move the 1 ton bags by myself, because I imagine they're quite heavy. But not only that, but they're also quite large. I don't know if I'll fit them up the path without taking down half the fences with me, which needs to be done anyway. But yeah, we'll see if I can shift this stuff. But for the most part, the rest of this whole area needs to go. I'm also going to make a conscious effort to organize stuff like metals and like this stuff that needs to go to the recycling center, wood that can be burnt, which means potentially actually just going through these ton bags and emptying them out. Now I know that one is actually full of polystyrene from the tiles on the ceiling, but these are very handy when we're like emptying the house and clearing stuff out. It's really helpful to come out here and have like a really large bin essentially to put stuff in. But yeah, the downside is they're incredibly heavy, so yeah, I might be able to just drag it up the path. Hopefully I don't split the bag, but super useful. But yeah, as I say, they need to be organized and good for recycling, because even though I'm not amazing when it comes to like just recycling day-to-day rubbish, I leave all of that to Jess, because she knows the ins and outs of what goes where. When it comes to like scrapping stuff, I do like to stay as organized as possible, as I don't really want to create a mess and chuck everything in landfill. But yeah, hopefully by the end of today, this will look like a much better environment. We'll see how we get on. Now, I do want to achieve all these things today, but I have the kids. Jess is in work today, so I've got the kids today, which means it might hamper my productivity just a little bit. Worst case scenario, I can always put Lily in the like strap thing. I can't remember what it's called, the baby carrier, and I can carry on my back while I move some stuff around. And it's been quite a while since I've done any major graphs, so my body physically, I should be good to get stuff going. And it is a cooler day, so that's always a win. Trying to do it in like 30-degree heat is just not enjoyable. But yeah, let's crack on. All right, the basic goal is just to move all of this over there. And I might, if I can, organize some of the wood and potentially burn it. It would be a very good idea today to get the barrels sorted so we can start burning through some of the wood there. But as it is a kind of damp and miserable day today, probably makes a great deal of sense to start a fire. So, what am I talking about? Let's just do it. I got this little kitchen burner, which I use to start my fires. Very handy. I do have a much bigger one, but this does fine. So, stick that in there. It's ironic I talk about that as it ran out of gas. Don't know if this will take because it's damp, obviously, but we should be okay. To be perfectly honest, this little bin is still quite good for burning. I've got the lathes in there, which is like, will act as mini kindling, so we should be okay. Whilst that's going, let's start moving some of this larger stuff. Problem with burning a lot of this as well is that most of it is covered in paint, so bit of a pain. My mum did actually mention that I could make a bonfire over here, just clear out more of this area because it's so open. It's been done like that for years and years, so it should be fine, but I don't know. I'm so nervous about making a fire in the woods. Fire's going beautifully already, and this pile is getting smaller quite quickly. To be fair, a lot of it is just like big bulky stuff that's just been chucked on there, so I don't think there's actually that much there. If there wasn't such a priority on sorting the house out, I would love to get another digger and just clear all of this out and open it all up. It'd be really nice. Granted, because of the way nettles are, it'll grow back quite quickly, but imagine all of this just cleared back. And I think Tom Upton said that if we plant some grass seed down and just keep on mowing it, it'll actually keep the nettles at bay, and we'll actually end up with a nice green area. Not entirely sure how well grass will grow in there because of the tree coverage and how fertile the land is. Because if you didn't already know, years and years ago in there we had all sorts of animals. I think we had at some point we had geese in there. I think my mum used to say that there was horses here. It's mad to think that 80 years ago none of these woods even existed. It was purely just fields. And to think if we clear all of this back to the tree line, it actually turns into a big roundabout. Imagine all of this being grass as well. I feel like it was years and years ago, but I just can't remember, and wildlife has just taken over it. But crikey, can you see how much wood I've got to burn? I've even got a rubble pile over there that I need to sort. I think I'm going to hire a skip like that will take rubble. I assume they do. But yeah, get a skip when I've got the digger, and I'll take all the rubble from a pile and scoop it and put it in the skip. But just so much to do. Right, for a little bit of time-lapse satisfaction, let's get all of this shifted. Well, I said it was a cooler day today, but maybe making a fire and trying to move all of that next to the fire was not a great idea, because boy did I get hot. It doesn't look completely cleared out, but this was all there before. It's like a fence line that's kind of fallen over, but I've managed to move all the rubbish from around here. That's just smaller wood to burn in this. Also, I managed to organise some rubbish that can't be burnt, like plastics and so on. That's going to have to go to the skip. I was, however, just talking to my mum about where to put like a bonfire, and apparently this all clears back. These trees here are self-seeded, and you used to be able to drive over the bank and down this end, but it tucks in behind that corner. You just can't tell because of how overgrown all of this is. If I clear all of this out, I can put a bonfire right in the middle there because it's like open to the sky. And apparently that is perfectly safe to do like towards November time, you know, the end of October, early November. But that mound there like looks really close to this like hedge line or like overgrowth here. That's where it used to be. So the fact that we used to have big bonfires there and it was never an issue, I think if I clear there where there is like open sky, we should be all right. And then it doesn't have to be like all of that burning at once like a massive bonfire, but we could definitely make a bonfire back there. Just means getting another digger, and I need to check on the prices of hiring another one, because last time I think for a week it cost me like £300 or something, and there's, you know, money's better spent elsewhere. But this does need clearing out really, because it's just not safe for the kids. It's okay like back there beyond the playset you can see like brambles and nettles and stuff. Like Benjamin's not going to run into that obviously because he's aware that it's going to sting him, but here in like spots where you can kind of climb over and explore a little bit, it needs to be tidied up properly. But it does mean by the end of this year the fire pile that I'm creating will go, and we could have this entire area all cleared out, and the paddock. Obviously it'll all grow back with nettles, and we can always spray it off and actually plant seed and stuff when the season is right. But yeah, I'm definitely considering getting a digger. It would make a huge difference. A digger and a skip would be really good just for like a week, because I could get so much done for a week. And you know, it's very fun driving a digger and organizing things, because I've got piles of rubble, I've got piles of metal, I've got piles of wood, I've got piles of scrap and just random rubbish like over there that needs to go to the tip, because it's like liquids and stuff and you can't really dispose of it unless you do it like on a certain day or something. All right, I think we might have to migrate indoors because it is starting to rain and Lily is getting a little bit chilly, so let's go play inside. But right, whilst the children are happy down here and Jess is bringing them some lunch, quite literally just bringing them some lunch, I am going to clear out all of this. Now, it's going to take me a while of just going back and forth between here and the big wood pile. So let's do the good old fashioned. That took me literally an hour and a half. It is exhausting carrying a lot of wood from here about 50 meters to where the bonfire pile is. Oh my lord, I am absolutely pooped. Some of those units, like the kitchen units that were like here, much heavier than I anticipated. They flat packed and I carried them up bit at a time, but oh my days. That's exhausting. I've not even scratched like this stuff yet. Granted, there's only like a couple of things there, a couple of doors and kitchen top and this end unit. But I'm about ready to give moving these ton bags a go. So I'm going to stick you on a tripod and see if we can drag them to the top. This one is much heavier than the other one, so if I can get this one up, I can definitely do the other one. The only thing I'm actually concerned about is splitting the bag, but oh, this is gonna take a while, especially when I have to come back and grab you guys. Oh god, this trench is coming in handy so much. Cannot wait to get some slabs down and turn it into a really beautiful garden. Maybe I should put like a minecart down here. Be much better than dragging stuff. Oh, my legs. Who needs the gym when you can do this? Oh, yeah. You know, I've not actually decided what I'm going to do with it when I get it up there. And to be honest, this part with the service chamber is probably the hardest part. The more I go through this garden though, the more I really want to get a digger and just clear stuff out. It's mad to think I've been going crazy with the house and not even scratched the surface on the garden really. Don't get me wrong, this trench definitely put a big dent in it, but nothing in the grand scheme of things. Not entirely sure how I'm going to manoeuvre this part. By the way, this hose lock, okay, Bob, that's annoying. This hose lock leaks. It just drips out the bottom there, so I've always got a wet patch somewhere. I have a funny feeling that when I put it all together, there was like a spring missing, and that might actually be the cause of the leak. Let's move this out of the way. Right, I think I've got ample space there. God, these bags are so good. Alright, well, I'm considering, I don't even know where to put it, to be honest. Oh, move all this out of the way. That side of wearing a microphone, you just hear me breathing. Alright, I think I'm just going to put it here for now, because I can't really do a great deal with it until the skip comes anyway, and there is more just scrap here at the moment anyway, so alright, move that out of the way. Welcome to the scrapyard. Oh, all right. One done. One more to go. I definitely think a skip is going to be needed, because there's just so much stuff. Thankfully, there isn't. I'm not going to say it. There's not much stuff left in the house, but as I said, I don't know if it's the last vlog or the vlog before. You touch the walls and all the plaster falls off. So the sheer amount of rubble I'm getting from this house is like, it's bonkers. Like, I'm starting to make a rubble pile there and a metal pile there. I don't actually want my rubble to live there, but it kind of made a lot of sense just to put it there whilst we're emptying the kitchen, just to get it out of the house. I'm gonna have to just fill some wheelbarrows up and just shift all of that out of the garden, because eventually, I don't actually know when or if my aunt and uncle come down, or just my uncle come down and help me kind of get a lawn back. But the moment I get notification that a landscaper of some sort is going to help me do this, I'll leave it there, and then when I know, I'll do it last minute, because I've got to sort a house out first. Right, well, I'm not going to take it all the way up to the top with this one, because it should be significantly lighter. It is compacted the best it can be. I believe I stood on it, try to get it just to short. Yeah, ain't getting this any more compacted than it already is. Which is good because I don't want all this polystyrene to fly off into the wood. That would not be good. All right. Okay. God, I was so gutted that I ripped the other one because having 3 of these would have been ideal. Oh, this one's well light. Oh, this will be a piece of cake. Well easy. And with that bag moved, oh, it's not a complete bomb site anymore. I feel so much better about that. It was really starting to grind my gears how messy it was out here. Needs brushing over, obviously. But to be fair, it's just, this is all getting ripped up anyway when I put new foundation in, but all the scrap is gone. Feeling much better about that. I need to move a couple of things over there. But as Lily has gone to sleep for a little bit, she's having her afternoon nap, I think I might sneak into the house and try finish off the soil pipe. As I explained in a previous vlog, the pipe that I've bought, which is like push fit pipe, is actually different than the pipe that James brought round. Meaning, long story short, that I can't solvent weld my pipe to his fitting, which is a solvent weld fitting. So what he has advised I do is use some of the pipe that he had left over, solvent weld this into there, and then I can use push fit on the other end of this and then connect up. And I've been out and I have bought myself a push fit coupler, so that'll go onto there, and then I will connect up to my pipe. Bit annoying because in the last video I measured this up and I got it spot on upstairs, and I'm gonna have to cut it a little bit shorter to accommodate the fact that I've got to transition from solvent welding to push fit. Had I known this, I would have just got some more solvent welding and would have solvent welded all of it. But annoyingly, they didn't have any when I went to go buy it all, which was on a Sunday. So yeah, one of those. We make do with what we've got. Worst case scenario is actually kind of convenient for me because if I make a mistake with push fit, I can always just take it off and put it back and change it. Whereas if I make a mistake with solvent weld, it's literally glued in there. I can't get it out. In an effort to not waste pipe, I'm going to use this short bit of like offcut essentially that James left, and I'm going to solvent weld this into here and then put my push fit onto this. I could go really short if I wanted to, because I only need a small bit about there anyway just to connect to it, but I might as well use this. It doesn't really matter if I lose any more of this pipe because it's only going up. So the taller I make this, the more mistakes I can make on this and keep cutting it shorter and shorter till I get it to where I want. But first things first, this needs cleaning, as it's been only roughly done. I'm hoping with time I will get better at this. Okay, with that all done, I think we're good to put it in there. This is obviously just going to go right in there. I will need to put, this lubricant gel on this side for the push fit, but for the purposes of the bottom, I think all I need to do is use this PVC cement. So this stuff absolutely reeks, by the way, it's well smelly. Okay, so we're going to put, how much of this do I need on? Now this pipe doesn't matter, the orientation of it, so I can afford to just put this in and not worry too much. God, this stuff is strong enough to get you high. I'm going to start seeing things in here in a minute. I can understand why James likes solvent welding everything. We'll put this into there. And I have a high suspicion what I've done there is I may have welded the strap to it. 1 second. All my tools are in it. I've been coated in a fine layer of dust after the kitchen fiasco that happened. But let's just, for the sake of making sure I didn't accidentally get, which I did, yeah. Let's just take this off for now. I don't want to put the collar on it and then have a problem in the future. Right, so that's on there. That's obviously getting welded in. I don't know how long it takes to set. Drying time, 1 hour. Okay, 1 hour. It says not to play around with it for 10 minutes though, so we'll leave that in there. And in the meantime, we will lubricate this up. I honestly think all push fit after using this is so much easier when you do this. So swish, that is going to go on there. Don't think it matters which way it goes. Oh, that is a snug thing. Now that that's in, I can connect that to that. But obviously I've now extended my pipe by that much, I think. Easiest thing for me to do is actually just put it in and measure it, so I'm probably going to do that. Let me lube up the rest of it so I can push fit it in. Oh. But for now, I think the sheer weight of this pipe will probably just push it in. Yeah, there you go. I don't think it's too far out from being plumb, you know, to be fair, just standing there, although the weight of it is upstairs. Well, that is pretty simple. I've obviously got it solder welded in the bottom there. Because it's push fit, don't put cement on that. The push fit adapter, like coupler, into my push fit pipe that's gone all the way upstairs. I would say all good, but we're not. So what I need to do now, take my tape measure and see how much I need to cut off my pipe. So I'm gonna have to cut my really long pipe a little bit shorter to accommodate the fact that I've obviously just extended it. As is evident here, it was around here. See that line there? It was there. Now it's gone up quite a bit. So let me measure the distance from that line to the middle again. As I do want a slight fall from toilet to soil pipe, I'm gonna shave an extra half a centimetre off, just to allow for there to be a fall from the toilet down to the waste pipe. Now obviously I can use flexes anyway, as well as the fact that the floor will actually get ever so slightly higher, due to the fact I'm obviously going to be putting, I think we're going with laminate flooring now. It's like a bathroom laminate wooden flooring. I showed it in the last vlog. That's probably going to look quite nice up there, I think. But right, let's get this pipe sawed down. I think we are pretty much good. Clean. It's always nice to use a hand saw. I don't know why. I just need to clean it up. And just double check. That should have been 30 centimetres. Yeah, 30 on the top. Got that. Ooh, okay. Beautiful. Let's put this bad boy in. Right. You go up there, and before I pop it in, I'm gonna lube you up. Oh dear. Let my neighbours think I'm fucking well weird. Talking about neighbours think I'm weird. You guys have to watch this every day. You got like parents watching me. The kids are gonna hear me shouting on the telly, thinking, what are they watching? They probably don't want to know. Ugh. In it goes. It's time for the moment of truth. Did I nail it for a second time in a row? I'm going to leave you there. Stay. 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 Stay there. You can watch whilst I put this in the hole. I think I might need to re-lube it. Oh no, it's alright. Okay, so that is going to go there. It gets me handy dandy level. It has got a slight fall on it, to be fair. By the time I get this to where I want it, it will have the right fall, I think. But, you fuck! There's a nail in the floor. Left my nail pad down there. That actually really hurt, but right. As it turns out, as you can see by this, it's pretty much level, which is not what I want, because I have a funny feeling once I add the chipboard floor in and then add the floor on top, the toilet's not going to be quite high enough. So I'd be tempted to just take a couple more centimetres off this pipe. I think if I lower it just a little bit, it should be spot on then, because I do fear that by the time everything's all plumbed in and the floor's all done and I set the toilet there, I don't want the toilet like outlet to be at the same level as the soil pipe. It would be better if the soil pipe's ever so slightly lower, because I can always flex it down from the toilet into the pipe. So yeah, I think I'm going to drop it a little bit, because right now, as you can see there, it's a good chunk off the ground. So I think I'm going to actually probably half that distance and make it a little bit further, like a little closer to the floor. I don't want to go too far in fear that, you know, it touches the floor. Like I just need to be careful. I think if I half the distance where it is now to the floor, it's good. It'll give me good clearance off the ground. And worst case scenario, I can always extend or shorten the pipe later on down the line because I'm using push fit. One of the benefits to using push fit, I do want to follow like best practices, and obviously James' advice has been king. So whilst I would like to just completely solvent weld everything, for the purposes of the fact that I've never done any of this stuff before, push fit is actually working wonders for me. And to be fair, James said there's nothing really wrong with it. A lot of plumbers he knows pretty much exclusively use it because they're lazy. But no, let's cut it down a little bit shorter, and then that'll be done. All that's left to do in this right now is dig out the trench, cover it all over, concrete it. I think in 2 vlogs time, I'll have a toilet down here that I can use. Wishful thinking. We can do this. All right, I have lowered it. It's much closer to the ground now. I honestly think that whilst it does look lower than this, by the time it goes from there to probably around here-ish, obviously that end will raise up slightly and it will probably be spot on. So I'm quite happy with that. There is now no more need for me to mess around with the stuff up here. Obviously, I need to stick the Durgo valve on the end of it, so I need another length that goes from there up the wall, but I'll do that a bit later on after the fact, when I've kind of figure out the layout of things and how high my sink is going to be and so on. Really simple though, cut a piece of pipe, slot it into there, Durgo just slots in the top, box it all in. I need to pick up some clips so I can clip it to the wall, but the next process, as I said before, or focus, is downstairs, so I can actually start hooking up a toilet. But to do that, I need to dig a trench. By the way, joined by Benjamin. He's got himself a project manager visor. Shows your tool belt. And he's got himself a tool belt so he can help out. That was his birthday present from my mum, or his nan. Okay, mission complete. For the time being, I have moved the strap further up the pipe, so instead of it being down there, it's supporting it from there, and it's very sturdy just off that one clip, and it is actually level. Tomorrow we will dig out all of this trench work here and lay that pipe. I can't do it today because this one is now weak and she wants attention. She's very needy. I don't know how she's going to get on at nursery when I have to like hold her all the time. Well, when she's so attached to me and Jess, I don't know what it's going to be like leaving her. With Benjamin, literally just kind of left us at the door, but yeah, I'm not sure how it's going to go with this one. She likes to be held all the time, don't you? With Lily now happy with her mother, I think I put a decent sized dent in the mess up here, but it's not dark yet and I'm not finished. I'm going to do some little bits. I think I want to try and shift as much of this like wood pile here. This needs organising. I separated this away because it's like clean wood, quote unquote. It's not been painted or anything. It's obviously come from the wood when I've trimmed off trees and done some pruning. We've got a sack there that's full of wood and some more just bits and bobs lying around. I just want a little bit of a tidy up and just get this area all spruced up. And then after that, I'm going to try my hand at taking the lid off this barrel. But for now, it's time-lapse day. So I'm going to stick it back on a tripod. I'm going to get this tidied up.
We've been dancing all around the record high. Now the scene is over, we don't want to stop. We can get together and do the bop. Come on over, baby, after the hop. We can do the chicken and the kangaroo. Don't you know that we can do the raunchy too? We can go to my house, baby, and have a ball. Come on over, everybody, one and all.
Job's done, as they say in Hearthstone, if anyone gets that reference. I've cleared out all of this area. Don't really know what to do with this table, to be honest. I'm tempted to take the I don't know what that is, MDF maybe, that's just like stuck to the top of it. I'm going to take it off and remake the table, but for now it can stay there. I've cleared everything else out. I found a bunch of pallets in the wood there. That pile right there is like smaller burnable wood for my fire pit. But yeah, I've cleared everything out. I even moved the table a little bit earlier on. I moved it from where it's been sat like here for ages over there against the fence, so much better. I was, as I mentioned before, going to start repurposing this barrel. However, it's highly possible that there might be some residue in there, and if I take my angle grinder to it, because it is a sealed top barrel, I might ignite whatever is in it. So I need to open it up first and make sure it's fully drained off before I even attempt to play around with that. Really don't want to hurt myself. As I say, it was kind of just gifted to me, so I don't know the condition of it in terms of like what's in it or like where it's been or all those kind of things. So it's not really safe for me to do it right now. But it has been a fairly successful day of tidying the area up. I'm actually really happy that I got rid of all of that wood, or at least moved it to the fire pile, and I've got a plan of attack for dealing with all of the wood. So I don't mind piling it up there for now. If I get a digger, we can always burn it, so that is a win there. And we managed to get some of the plumbing done in the house. I think tomorrow I'm going to try my hand at digging out the trench and getting that all finished, ready to cement over and put a toilet in. I honestly can't wait. It's 2 more days, I think, and then we'll have a working toilet in the house. It'd be like the first new thing that we actually have available to us in the house. So fingers crossed that all goes smoothly. But I am going to wrap up today's vlog, so thank you very much for watching. I really do appreciate it. If you enjoyed this video, please leave it a thumbs up rating. I'd appreciate that, and let me know what you think. Obviously it is a have the kids kind of day, so I feel like at the moment when I have the kids, it's probably the best thing is to just do tidy up stuff, because I can kind of juggle both just about. I mean, yeah, we literally shifted ton bags today and made a lot of progress, so it's a win in that regard. I can't do too much work on the house, as I can't. Every time I tried to go in the bathroom, Lily would get upset, so I couldn't get too much done. But we're back to productivity tomorrow, and I have got, I don't know, like a week or so to try and get as much progress done as possible before Jess returns to work full time and school kicks off and all that kind of jazz. I don't even know how that's going to go. We're just going to have to play it by ear. But yeah, thank you so much to the guys over on GoFundMe again for the constant support over there. It is absolutely bonkers, and a big shout out to the guys over on Patreon who get these vlogs early and are showing that extra support as well. Really looking forward to getting the stepping stones in and starting the subscriber garden. That will be really nice. But anyways, guys, it's been Orion. Thank you so much for watching. Peace, much love. Bye-bye. Things are a little bit damp and is perfect. Whilst I am doing this, Benji is pushing Lily around, trying to keep her happy. Hopefully it doesn't take me too long. I can start working on stuff down at the house. Not actually in the house, but clearing stuff out, and then the kids can just kind of play in the conservatory. Right. Meaning, I can't remember what I was doing now. Lily was awake and then she was asleep, but now she was awake and she